Today, we will debate whether school uniforms should be forced or not. We believe that school uniforms should be forced for two main reasons. Firstly, school uniforms may deter crime and increase student safety. Secondly, school uniforms enhance school pride, unity, and community spirit.
As we said in the introduction, we think by making students wear uniforms, it increases their safety. In one school located in California, data shows by making uniforms mandatory, fighting incidents went down by 51% and robbing cases dropped by 74%. What's more, when a school in Nevada instituted a uniform policy, school police log reports and decreases were also seen in gang activity. All of the data clearly shows that school uniforms heavily enhances student safety and they are more likely to behave well when they're wearing uniforms.
Secondly, school uniforms provide students with a place to belong. This encourages students to feel more positive about their school and promotes a sense of school spirit that resonates throughout the entire school year. On top of that, a study shows that over 1,000 schools in Texas reported significantly more positive perceptions of belonging in their school community than reported by students in the standard dress group. Not only do students benefit from this, but teachers also perceive an increase in the level of respect, caring, and trust throughout the school.
As students who go to a school with uniforms, we think it has helped us more than we expected. Even though some people might say school uniforms are unnecessary, when taking safety and student mentality into matter, we think it should still be relevant.
School uniforms in public schools are considered essential for teaching children to obey rules and develop a sense of community in many countries, including the UK and Japan. But public schools in other countries like the USA and Canada rarely enforce mandatory school uniforms. It is, however, far more common for private schools to enforce school uniforms no matter the country in question. We would like to argue for why school uniforms are unneeded, rather having negative impact on students, such as restricting the freedom of expression and uniforms not having any effect on academic grades.
We affirm that school uniforms restrict the freedom of expression of the students. If schools and education systems want to build up creative, critical, and free-thinking people, a uniform seems inappropriate. In a society where matching ideas are a problem in this education system, even by changing the way we dress at school can increase students' creativity. This statement is backed up by a research conducted in Korea where it was proven that uniforms deny the growth of creativity. Even the word uniforms means same.
Our second reason is against school uniforms being forced to be worn by students in that it has no effect in academic grades while having a price to pay. Several studies conducted by both researchers in the USA and the UK has found no changes in academic achievements between groups of schools who wear uniforms and those who do not. If there is no clear academic benefit of a uniform, it can be argued that uniforms are pointless. Thus, removing uniforms from schools can lift the weight that some families have to endure in order to pay for it, as the price of uniforms had grown by over 90% in the last few years.
In conclusion, as school uniforms restrict the freedom of expression of the students and has no academic improvements from it, we affirm that school uniforms are unneeded in schools. It is who you are that matters and not how you look. Lafina Lourdere. This quote refers to the fact that uniforms, clothes that show who you are only a fraction of who you are, and thus no effect on education.
When you mentioned about how if schools removed uniforms, it would lift the weight of some families and not having enough money, there's another research that says the opposite. A research done by NAESP, National Association of Elementary School Principals, shows that for one child, the average cost of a school uniform per year was $150 or less. Now, if you want to compare that with how much casual clothes cost per year, according to National Retail Federation, parents spend more than $235 per child on back-to-school clothing. If a family would want to save more money wearing casual clothes and not uniforms, the child would have to wear the same clothes for a year. In general, parents would rather buy school uniforms than have a child wear the same clothes just to save little money.
One thing that really bothers me about the idea that school uniforms prevent bullying is that it sends a message to kids that being different is a bad thing. It tells them that rather than fight bullying on a deeper level, we'll just throw them a band-aid on it by making every child look similar. Kids will find a way to hurt one another regardless of what they wear. If they wear uniforms, some children will bully each other over hairstyles or jewelry or shoe choices. Parents, teachers, and kids are working together through bullying prevention programs, and ongoing dialogue are the only ways to really put a stop to it.
If wearing school uniforms decreases the amount of bullying in a school, more people will agree that wearing uniforms is way better than having different clothes. Wearing casual clothes do help make students creative, but there are many other ways a student can express themselves. A study shows that 9 out of 10 teachers think uniforms help reduce bullying, and 7 out of 10 students think uniforms help them fit in. Even if students find a way to bully students with hairstyle and jewelry, if there's data that shows that overall bullying is reduced with uniforms, then forcing uniforms are a necessity.
On to your first point. However, that is regarding if a kid only wears a school uniform in his day-to-day life, even when he's going to bed, for instance. It does not regard what a child wears when he goes out on weekends. It rather focuses on solely what the child wears to school, and the price of $150 does not include the price of pajamas or regular casual clothes that children wear whenever going outside. Thus, parents would rather pay in bulk for one type of item rather than having to pay for two types of clothing, while having a higher price tag, even if there is only a slight difference in price. Not only that, the research conducted by NFR is close to 2 years ago from today, and nowadays only $104 on average is needed per child. Thank you for listening.